So today I am going to talk about Simpson's 1/3 rule. Means I want to derive the Simpson's 1/3 rule, and where I will use Newton-Cotes quadrature formula in this lecture. But in the next lecture I will simply derive Simpson's 1/3 rule. So let us recall Newton-Cotes quadrature formula. Newton-Cotes formula, that integral can be approximated at nh f of naught plus n by 2 delta f naught plus 1 by 2 n square by 3 minus n by 2 delta square f naught plus 1 by 6 n cube by 4 minus n square plus n, and it is delta cube f naught plus and so on, right? So this is the Newton-Cotes formula. So to derive Simpson's rule, that is 1/3 rule, consider n is equal to 2, and considering first three terms, and integrating over x naught to x2. This is the region for which we have to integrate it now. So the integral can be written as, it is 2h because n is replaced by 2, so it is f of naught plus 2 by 2 delta f naught plus 1 by 2 4 by 3 minus 2 by 2 delta square or f of naught. So integral is basically equated equal to this, nearly equal to this one, to derive Newton-Cotes formula. So let us do little algebra. So it is 2h f of naught plus delta f naught, and the value of delta f naught will be, it will cancel out, delta f naught is f1 minus f of naught plus 1 by 2 4 by 3, and this is this, so it is it will become 1 by 6, right? When this gets simplified it will become 1 by 6, and the value of this will be, as I derived in that lectures, it is f of 2 minus 2f1 plus f of naught. This was its value, and let me simplify it, multiplying 2 with inside, so it is 2f naught plus 2f1 minus 2f naught plus 1 by 6 f of 2 minus 2f1 plus f of naught. When 2 gets multiplied here, so it is 2 by 3, so that means it can be 2 by 6, so it will become 1 by 3. Now this will cancel out with it, so it can be written as h by 3. It can be taken outside. When it is taken outside, then it will become 6f1, right, plus f of 2 minus 2f1 plus f of naught. So it is equal to h by 3 f of naught plus 4f1, because when these two put together it will become 4f1 plus f of 2. So that's what I'm getting now, right? So since it is integral from x0 to x1, so it is basically let us call it as I1, and it is basically nearly equal to f of x dx from x naught to x2, right? So this is the integral we have determined from x naught to x2 in a very small region. Now we have to generalize it, right? So to generalize it means the result which we have got, that is I1 is equal to or nearly equal to h by 3 f of naught 4 f of 1 plus f of 2, and it is basically the integral of f of x dx from x naught to x2, right? So let us draw a diagram so that things will be more clear to us now. So this is the curve of f of x, and we are interested to find out the integral from x naught to xn. It is x-axis and it is y-axis. So as we know that it is x naught, then it is x2, and it is x4, and so on. Say it is, and so on. Let us call it as n minus 1, or we can call it as x of 2m minus 2, and this point is x of 2m, because this is from x naught to x2. So that means we have to take the even number of segments here. Keeping this in mind, and midway there is another point, we call that as x naught, sorry, it is x1, right? So here this is the region, its integral we call it as I2, and similarly for the next region it is the next region, and so on. We keep on evaluating all these integrals, so right, and so on. So to generalize it means we have to find out the full integral. It is I1, right, and in this region it is I2. So net integral is I, and I is the integral from x naught to xn, f of x d of x, where it is x naught to x2m, f of x dx, and this point is x3, right, and so on. So right, so let us split this integral. So first integral is x naught to x2. We have to use this formula, and similarly in the next region it is x2 to x4, f of x dx, plus, and so on. The last integral will be x of 2m minus 2, x of 2m, f of x dx. This is the last integral which we want to determine, right? So now what do we do? This is equal to one thing, yeah, let me put their value. So it is h by 3 f of naught plus 4 f of 1 plus f of 2. This is its value. Now let me try to find out its value. Similarly, this value will be h by 3 f of 2 plus 4 f of 3 plus f of 4, plus, and so on, plus h by 3, it is f of 2m minus 2 plus 4 f of 2m minus 1 plus 4f of 2m, right? That's what we can write it down. So therefore the whole integral can be approximated as it is h by 3, okay, it is taken outside, and inside it is f of naught 4f1 plus f of 2, here it is f of 2 4f of 3 plus f of 4 and so on. Here it is f of 2m minus 2, 4 2f 2m minus 1, 4f of 2m. Sorry, this 4 will not be there. Yeah. Now see, this is 4, this is 4 and this is 4. So that means all the terms at the even locations are 4 times, and this is repeating, and similarly this 4 is also repeating and this is also repeating. So that means all the even terms are repeating excluding n terms, right? So that means I can write down integral as h by 3 f of naught plus 4 f1 f3 and so on, f of 2m minus 1 plus 2 f2 f4 and so on, 4 f2m minus 2 plus f of 2m. So hence this is the required Simpson's 1/3 rule. This is the required Simpson's 1/3 rule, right? This is the required Simpson's 1/3 rule derived using Newton-Cotes formula, Newton-Cotes quadrature formula, right? So this is the required formula, and this is the integral of f of x dx from x naught to xn, or it is the integral from x naught to x2m f of x dx. Here n is the even number. That's what we have to keep in mind, right? So this is the formula which we have derived here. So that's all for this lecture, and in the next lecture I will derive the Simpson's 1/3 rule with the help of a quadratic polynomial. That's all for this lecture.